reports and commentaries are in your business interest on IBR 92.5 FM.
You're right to know.
It is midday. Good afternoon. Here is the news at a glance on Impact Business Radio, IBR 92.5 FM, Ibadan. First, the headlines. World Health Organization envoy demands probe of NCDC, says PCR test for travelers is fraudulent. Oshun mourns as Ogunshua of Modakeke dies at 95. Abuja court orders a former chief of air staff, Mohammed Diko, to refund 57 million naira to the federal government in 7 days. And on the front scene, Britain ends all COVID travel restrictions in the country. Now the news in details. I am Han Uluakbo on Morning Day. The World Health Organization Special Envoy for the Access to COVID-19 Tools Accelerator, Ayuade Alakija, has called for an investigation of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and the Ministry of Health over the required COVID-19 polymerase chain reaction test for inbound passengers to Nigeria. Alakija, in a tweet via our official Twitter handle, wondered why the PCR tests were done with no reagent. It will be recalled that the Director General of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, Ifedayo Adetifa, had earlier insisted that Nigeria will not scrap COVID-19 tests for inbound passengers into the country. Adetifa, in his argument, said the country is witnessing a high rate of COVID-19 cases from inbound passengers, hence the need for the insistence of the test. The Ogunshua of Modakeke in Osun State, Oba Moses Oyediro from the Ajambadi ruling house, has passed on at the age of 95 years. A statement on behalf of the state government signed by the Commissioner for Information and Civic Orientation, Funke Egbemode, described Oba Oyediro as a God-fearing royal father who was an embodiment of wisdom and fairness. Egbemode, in her statement, recalled the monarch's role in ensuring that peace was restored to the community when a communal clash broke out last year. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has ordered a former chief of air staff, Mohammed Diko, to refund 57 million naira to the federal government within the next 7 days. Justice Nnamdi Dingba, in his judgment, held that the sum, which was used for the renovation of a personal property that belonged to the former air chief, should be returned back to the coffers of the Nigerian Air Force. Diko, who was the chief of Air Force between September 2010 and October 2012, was arraigned before the court on January 25, 2017. The EFCC had in its charge accused him of complicity in money laundering and procurement fraud to the tune of about 9.7 billion naira. The Oni of Ife Obade Ogunwusi has voiced out that the calls for the repatriation of artifacts and antiquities of Yoruba origin must be backed with the ability to secure the items when eventually repatriated. The monarch spoke at Igbo Olokun Heritage Site in Ile-Ife during the on-site exhibition and opening of the ancient Igbo Olokun Heritage Site, where the prominent Ori Olokun bronze was believed to have been discovered, excavated in 1910 and taken to the British Museum. Oba Ogunwusi declared that he is ready to work with some tertiary institutions to ensure that the artifacts, when retained, are properly kept for cultural and economic use. And on the foreign scene, all remaining COVID-19 travel restrictions have now been lifted for passengers entering the United Kingdom. Unvaccinated arrivals will no longer have to take tests. The rule has already been lifted for the vaccinated, and passenger locator forms have been scrapped. It comes almost exactly 2 years after the first COVID-19 lockdown measures were imposed in the United Kingdom. Travel bosses described the lifting of rules as the final game changer. The government said the change had been deliberately timed before the Easter holidays, but added that the contingency plans had been drawn up to respond to any future COVID-19 variants. And to end the news at this hour, another look at some of the major items. World Health Organization envoy demands probe of the NCDC, says PCR test for travelers is fraudulent. Oshun mourns as Ogunshua of Modakeke dies at 95 years. Abuja High Court orders a former chief of air staff, Mohammed Diko, to refund 57 million naira to the federal government within the next 7 days. And on the foreign scene, we told you that Britain has ended all COVID-19 travel restrictions in the country. For comment, breaking news, happenings around your area, and suggestions, send your report to newsroom@Ibr92.5FM.com. You can call or send a text message to 0908 485 8385. You can like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/IBR925FM, or stream us live on www.IBR925FM.com. The news was produced and edited by Fenomi Akimbote. I am Anuluakbo Homoride. Many thanks for listening. Good afternoon.
News.
Analysis, reports, and commentaries of the hour in your business interest on IBR 92.5 FM.
You're right to know.
Amutajero, IBR 92.5 FM, Ibadan.
Ẹ̀kásán ìròyìn ní ṣókí náà ló ń dé sétí gbọ̀yìn láti ìkànnì Amutajero IBR 92.5